our dear friend Kendrick Perkins so frequently, and Perk has persuaded me, and it's just logic, it's simple logic, and it's from an ex-Celtic. Yeah, it's time to break them up.
That ended up not happening, and
Kendrick Perkins and Logic. Kendrick Perkins and Logic. Let's react to JT. Without wasting any more time, guys, let's get straight into it.
For players that qualify, he's been one of the worst.
You're probably not winning a title.
Never going to be the best player in the league. He's maybe going to flirt with number 5.
Who do you think's the best player in the NBA right now?
Myself.
Myself is crazy. Now, every basketball player needs to believe they're the best player in the world, I guess. But JT, I don't think there's been a time Jayson Tatum has ever been the best player in the NBA. Like, not even close. And I say not even close, and I mean that. You look at Giannis's run. You look at Jokic's run. You look out, and then when Giannis was having his run, LeBron was the closest to winning MVP at the time. You can even argue that LeBron should have won MVP then. Then you look at Jokic. No one's been able to stop him. The closest have been SGA and Luka at times, or even Steph. When Steph had his little run when he was the scoring champion, and then the playoffs, JT is never that guy. So yeah, I don't think JT has ever been the best player in the NBA. Not like that even just sounds dumb saying that out loud. Of course he hasn't. What am I saying? Let's carry on.
4 conference finals and a finals appearance before the age of 26 that's elite.
despite finally winning a championship and winning Olympic gold, Jayson Tatum continues to be disrespected.
Winning Olympic gold. Hey, I don't not too much on JT, but JT won Olympic gold. How many minutes did he play? 15, 20? He was part of the team for sure, but just throwing out winning accolades to anyone, huh? Alright, let me stop hating on him, man. I'm not hating, it's just he didn't win. I mean, he did win, but didn't do much, if at all. It's a fact. Let's carry on.
Respected. There was more talk about how Jaylen Brown beat him to Finals MVP and how he was benched for Team USA than the work Tatum did on the court. This is a guy who averaged 25 points, 9.7 rebounds, and 6.3 assists in the 2024 playoffs. He became just the 6th player in NBA history to lead his team in points, rebounds, and assists during a championship run. He is the first player to record 50 points in the regular season, postseason, and All-Star game all in the same season. Tatum is a 5-time All-Star. He was first team All-NBA. Yet there was more talk about his celebrations being corny.
That's a real feeling. We did it.
Now, I will say, Tatum has definitely had more hate thrown his way, in a sense. I hope that makes more. I hope that makes sense for you guys. Tatum has definitely been hated more on after last season, because before that you had a lot of people saying Tatum is top 3 in MVP runs. Tatum's underrated. He's the best player in the Celtics. Being inconsistent during the playoffs is going to do this. Because when it matters most, he was very, very inconsistent. And then, again, what's part of the reason why people were talking about Jaylen Brown so much last year during the playoffs over JT, and why that was a bit overshadowed, is because JT was running his mouth saying he was the best player in the NBA. Now, you should feel like that, but he was still running his mouth. A lot of Celtic fans were running their mouths about JT being comparing him to LeBron and other silly stuff. So when it comes to the finals and you're not performing like that, and you've got Jaylen Brown in your team who is performing at that level, people are gonna point their fingers. Now, I personally believe that's been a bit overboard. I tend to believe that people are taking a bit too far. Like, again, I'm just pointing out that he didn't perform as well in the playoffs. I still think JT is easily one of the most elite players in the NBA. but it comes with the territory. When Kobe was getting to the finals and Shaq was winning finals MVP, and then Shaq left and Kobe wasn't winning, what was the narrative? The narrative was Kobe needed Shaq to carry him. Again, people are always going to go back to the playoffs. No matter how good you perform in the regular season, people are going to charge your performances on the playoffs. And if, God forbid, you're inconsistent on the playoffs, that's going to be the whole narrative for the next year until you're able to prove people wrong. So what JT needs to do right now is this playoffs, he needs to make sure that there are no questions asked. No questions asked, especially after what happened in the Olympics. No questions asked about how great of a player he is. He needs to be consistent from game 1 to the finals. Let's carry on.
We did it!
Than his actual performances. So why is one of the best players in the league constantly overlooked? The recent narratives around Tatum have made people forget just how good this guy is. In high school, he was a 5-star recruit and ranked 3rd in the country.
Respectfully, I don't care about high school, and neither do I care about college. Respectfully, I don't care about high school or college. We're talking about the NBA, because a lot of people were glazing Tatum before. He performed bad in the playoffs. He needs to come back and show people what's good. It's that simple. It's that simple. People are always gonna have the narratives if you don't perform in the playoffs. JT, we know you're nice. Just show us you can be consistent.
Rebounds and 1 assist in the summer league. He got even better as the regular
Again,
season
we
started.
know about his rookie season. We don't really care about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's move on. 2018, no one cares about 2018. These guys lost.
Stretching will not make.
Let's be for real. Again, I feel like he's doing a good job in this video, showing people or trying to remind people how good JT is. But if you're a real NBA fan, you know JT is nice. You know, I don't want to react to all of this COVID, 2020, all this stuff. 2021, 2022. I want to go back to this season and this recent run. Right.
As a disappointment.
No one's going to be happy about anything with 24, the spectacular statistical profile they have.
53 points before the age of 25. He made another All-Star team, won All-Star MVP, and surpassed Larry Bird in the put-up most again to the Heat.
Dead silent. They play.
Talk about breaking up Jaylen Brown and Tatum.
There you go. Let's carry
There
on
was
from
an
here.
idea that Boston can't win with both of them together.
Trade deadline just about a month away. Is it time for the Celtics to be breaking up their duo of Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, Mr. Wilbon?
I've been sitting next to our dear friend Kendrick Perkins so frequently, and Perk has persuaded me, and it's just logic. It's simple logic, and it's from an ex-Celtic. Yeah, it's time to break them up.
That ended up not happening, and
Kendrick Perkins and Logic. Kendrick Perkins and Logic. Again, I'm glad them boys won something. I'm glad they managed to shut up a lot of people. I'm glad them boys won something. I'm glad Tatum and Jaylen Brown were able to win something, man. Together, that is. I still feel like, again, JT, I'm the type of person that generally, as an individual, I'm someone, I'll give you your praise when you do something amazing, and I'll criticize you when you underperform, but I'll never blow it out of proportion. I'll never, say you're the worst player ever, and I'll never say you're the greatest ever until you show me. And that's the thing. A lot of NBA fans, they're like a yo-yo. Like, they'll glaze you like crazy one year, and the next year they'll say you're not worth anything and that you need to be traded. I'm not one of those NBA fans. I'm not one of those fans. I'm someone that generally takes the game. I take the game seriously in a way. I take sports seriously. So for Jayson Tatum right now, I don't really feel bad for him in a way, because he's still a great player. You just need to go out there and literally just show people you can be consistent. That's it. Forget the Jaylen Brown comparisons. You guys are champions. You've won something. Just about this year, going out there, repeating, and this time you get yours. It's that simple.
And after years of heartbreak, Tatum and Brown ended up finally winning a championship together. While Tatum might not have stolen the headlines with individual awards, Celtic fans can tell you just how impactful he was.
Look who it is. It's Jayson Tatum holding the Larry O'Brien trophy, pulling out of the garage here at TD Garden, and he's followed by a truck carrying confetti. And the crowd is at its loudest point that we've heard all day as Jayson Tatum is seen on the top of that duck boat.
There are only 5 other players to lead their team in points, rebounds, and assists during a championship run. Tatum and Jaylen Brown became the first Celtics duo to each post at least 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in an NBA Finals game. In doing so, they also surpassed Larry Bird and Kevin McHale for the most 25-point games as a Celtics duo in playoff history. With Boston's team being so talented, Tatum wasn't needed to be as big of a scorer. He didn't need to do what he did against the Bucks in Game 6 in 2022, or in Game 7 against the Sixers in 2023. It's why Tatum was consistently getting triple-doubles while defending at an elite level. He was doing all the little things needed to lead to winning basketball. As a result though, Tatum was getting less recognition just because his team was good. The way some people acted, you would have thought that Tatum...
I feel like that's a very good point. And something that even I looked over a little bit. This Celtics team, the way they play basketball, they literally play basketball the right way. The Celtics play basketball the right way. And when you do that, your stars are going to take a lesser role. And, you know, with the reactionary NBA fans of today, they won't look at all the other things Tatum is doing on the court. They're going to look at Tatum. Oh, he didn't get 20 points this game. Oh, his 3-point percentage this game was a bit off. I'm talking about the playoffs last year, of course. Oh, Jaylen Brown outscored him. You know, they're going to be looking at all these different headlines. They're going to be like, oh, Tatum's not good anymore. You know, that's the conclusion they're going to come to. But again, very good point here in the sense that in a team in a well-oiled machine like the Celtics, every single star is going to take a hit to their performances.
Tatum was just some role player on this Celtics team.
He sucks! He sucks! He is trash! He is trash! Tatum is trash! Tatum sucks!
Same thing in the Olympics. Maybe Tatum...
That's such a weird thing to do. Imagine going up to, like, you're going out of your way to go to the hotel where this professional athlete is, and you just start shouting just negative stuff towards that athlete. Imagine if this was the average person. That's just weird. Why are some people weird? Why would you do that? That's just weird. Like, oh my god.
Tatum wasn't the
Get
best
alive.
for the 2024 Team USA. But let's not forget what he did for them in 2021 in Tokyo, averaging 15.2 points, 3.3 rebounds, 1.2 assists, being the second highest scorer on the team behind Durant as he helped USA win gold. Are there faults in his game that need improving? Absolutely. But let's not act like a guy who was first team All-NBA is some sort of chump. There needs to be more respect around his name. To see just how good the Celtics were with Tatum, you have to check out this video right here.
www video. W video. His channel is Ped Talks. PED